Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Blackspinner Circle podcast. Today's episode is going to be a little different. Today is the second anniversary of the Blackspinner Circle page on Facebook, and it's been a big success. I really love doing it, and I really want to thank everybody that has been involved in the Blackspinner Circle, and that's what this video is for. This is more for you all. I'm taking a moment to thank everyone that's been involved from the beginning and also talk about how things have evolved since we started this page of Black Spinner Circle. Once again, thank you for everyone that said yes to the invitation to this page, and thank you for sticking around for 2 years. And thank you for everyone that has posted on there and has left comments on everything. So I want to start off with thanking my wife, Molly Rodriguez. She was the one that gave me this idea. She actually gave me a little camera that went attached to the computer, but that's before we moved things around. But just to get started, so I went ahead and I want to thank her for getting me started with that. I also want to thank my uncle Rene Garcia, who also has. When I started this, I started on YouTube, and I went through my collection in alphabetical order, A through Z on YouTube. And him and my cousin Jason and my cousin Jason Garcia and my cousin Carlos Gonzalez told me that they were really good videos, and I really took that to heart. And I want to thank them for giving me the positivity to keep doing this kind of stuff on video and to show my love for music. So I just want to thank them as well for helping me out on this as well. And also, when I started doing this, we started doing something called Drop the Needle. That was a feature that we had on here. And that started off with Clayton Chatterton, James Pate, and Jeff Claiborne. And also want to add also Gary Daniels to that list as well. What Drop the Needle was that one of us would pick a album and drop the needle, and he would do a countdown 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and drop the needle and leave comments on the album that we were doing. Now we were doing like 2 albums every single day, and it just started to get a little bit too much. We went on and did our different things, and then William Toth, someone else I need to thank big time for a lot of things that he's contributed to this page, even though he's very busy with his own Rush page. But he also started to doing drop the needle. He and he also was on my very first podcast, which was the best of 2021. We did a podcast called Top 10 of 2021, and that was with Rob Rowe and with RC Marcella. So I want to thank them for being on my very first episode. But also, I want to thank Bob Rowe. Bob Rowe got me started into this podcasting on video, because I did do podcasting here and there on audio with James Claiborne. But I moved on to video, and Bob Rowe was the first one I did that with. It's very odd, well, not odd, but very fun of how we met. We met by talking about baseball, because we met October 2021, and he was a White Sox. He's a White Sox fan, and I'm an Astros fan, and we started talking about the playoff games that were going on. And then I told myself, you know what? Let me find out who this guy is, because I don't even know who I'm talking to. So I went to his background a little bit, and I found out that he did a podcast about rock music. I said, wow, this is amazing. So I started talking to him, and then he asked me to be on one of his podcasts. I said, oh, that sounds real. I was so excited. And the podcast that we did, we ranked the Ace Frehley albums. Well, I didn't know that much about Ace Frehley, just that he was in Kiss, but I really didn't know that much about his solo albums. So there I was, cramming for less than a week with all of his albums, and I ranked them all, and it turned out to be a great show. So I just kept on pushing and kept on pushing, and eventually I met Al Horta as well, and I will talk about Al Horta in just a little bit. So I'm trying to go in order here. So the first Black Spinner podcast episode came out on 2022, the first week of January 2022. And like I said, I was with Bob RC and William Toth, and we did the top 10 of 2021. And then we moved, and then each week we had a different topic, and that's when I met Al Horta, where Al Horta has now pretty much been on almost every week if he's available. Most of the time he is, so he's been a big part of the podcasting here. So you see how we have evolved here on this page from posting records to dropping the needle and now podcasting. And I also wanted to thank Brad Dahl from Yarg Metal, which is a great station. You can find that online, Yarg Metal, YARG Metal. It's a really good station. I want to thank him too, because he was there in the beginning when we were making these podcasts, and he really gave me a lot of confidence in what I was doing and made me feel comfortable. Because as I kept on doing these, I kept on meeting more and more people, and more people that I consider friends now. You know, music is a very strong thing. Music can really bring a lot of people together. So I want to thank everyone that's been involved. And also, I was online and I saw this girl named Kate Dore who does waffles in auctions, and I thought she had a very good sense for history and the love of music. So just right out of the blue, I asked her, "Hey, I do this podcast. I've done a couple of episodes. How would you like to be a guest?" So every once in a while, like maybe once or twice a month, she has become a staple on the Black Spinner Circle podcast. I also want to thank her for helping the Black Spinner Circle page grow when she keeps inviting people to the page. I'm so grateful for that as well. I also want to thank a band out of Arizona called Dawn of the Rising. They've been on the Black Spinner Circle podcast about 4 times, and each time has been a wonderful time. They're always so graceful with their time, even though they're very busy on their own, making music and touring and recording albums. So thank you so much for giving your time to this podcast. And I also want to thank from the BS Sessions, Mark Alden Taylor and Jerry Supa. Ever since we started doing things together, it's been wonderful. We've been doing things together for the past couple of months. It's either they're on my show or I'm on the BS Sessions. So I wanted to thank them for everything that they've done for me as well. And I also want to thank the people who don't do podcasting, but they comment every day or they post every day and they keep things going. That is Tom Dudek, Steve Karp. Also like to thank Scott Earn and Richard Ocean, who's always leaving nice comments on everything that's posted. Paul Amos, Sammy Kovic, AJ Greaves, and a new addition to the Black Spinner Circle and podcast, Edwin Canastrofsky. And also, I want to add a couple of people that were so instrumental in the beginning of everything. That would, of course, be my Aunt Bonnie Mendes. And also, I want to thank Dana Herman for commenting everything and posting different cartoons and posting different things that she finds are very music related. So I wanted to thank her for that. And we got a lot of new exciting things coming out. We have different topics coming out. This Wednesday, I will be, me and Jerry Supa and Al Horta will be doing bands and artists that start with the letter M, the top 10. And then Thursday, like I was talking about, I'll be on the BS Sessions with Mark and Jerry on there doing our top 11 comedians. We mix things around, so I'm very excited about what's been going on. I wanted to just take this time the short 10 minutes. I know that most of my podcasts last like two and a half to sometimes 4.5 hours. So this is so me being done in less than 15 minutes. I feel like I have to add more, you know. But really, I want to thank everyone for making this page, Black Spinner Circle, something that I'm very proud of, and I hope that y'all are proud of it too. And I hope that you find it very comfortable and talking about whatever you want to talk about when it comes to music. Oh, this is so important. I almost forgot about this. I wanted to thank Jesus. There was a long list. Of course, Jeremy Markentel, who was on one of my very first podcasts. That was along, who was who gave me the platform was Jamie Kirkland. I want to thank Jamie Kirkland so much for giving me the very first opportunity to try this out. And what Jamie and I were doing was that I would host a show on Facebook called Friday Night 45s. And each Friday I had a concept. And it's so funny because I would play 45s live on Facebook and talk about them. And then I was wondering, this is so cool that I'm playing music for everyone on Facebook. And why hasn't anyone done this before? Well, it's because you're not supposed to. So that was shut down pretty quickly. But I wanted to thank Jamie Kirkland for allowing me to do that. We would get things from Facebook saying you can't do that, you can't do that, or they would just black it out. We didn't have copyrights, but we didn't know anything about that. So I just wanted to thank him for that because that was a fun ride. It really was. And I wanted to also thank my cousins, Mary Rose and Ken, because they were part of those Friday Night 45s. They would listen and we would comment back and forth, and I would take requests. And it was a really good time for those two Friday nights that were allowed. So thank you so much, everyone. I see other comments over there from the Freeform Rock podcast that is coming from Mark Alden Taylor. I'm sure I wanted to thank him for everything that he's done for me as well. So I just want to thank y'all. And let's keep this going. Let's keep sharing all of our music. And let's keep rocking. Everything's going so well. Let's not rock the boat, but let's add a little bit more to what we're already doing. Thanks a lot, everybody. Y'all take care and keep rocking.